Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Racing Gaming and welcome back to Vampyr. Now if I remember rightly, the last time I did this, which was a couple of days ago, because yesterday I only did Doom, I had finished up on all the investigations, I think, because I definitely know I've done all the ones in the hospital, but I'm sure I've done all the ones in Whitechapel also, because if I remember when I ended that last video, I said the next video is solely continuing on with the main story because I had completed those other investigations. Oh, I was wondering why the game audio was so low in my headset. I got the bloody laptop volume down again. Right, so first things first is we're going to have a look at the menu. And we're going to have a look, right. Yeah, all investigations done, yes. And he's got migraine and I can't get to him until I advance on the story, but I will quickly check, but I'm sure I do have medicine for bronchitis, because this should be the last. I'm just guessing that this is going to be the last actual quest in this chapter. So there's one right here, which that's Clayton, and Richard is up there because it's in some sort of like graveyard. First things first though is I need to go up to my room because I need to go workbench and make. Actually, I should be able. Could I not? Or not soon. Could I not go to some sort of infantry on here? Hold on, here we go. Samples and ingredients. Aha. Yeah, I got one for bronchitis. So I might as well come back this way, and this, yeah, here we go. This should lead right out to where those stairs are. I'm not sure whether, because obviously in my Doom video yesterday I said I'd do 4 parts of this today. I'm not entirely sure I'm going to be doing 4, because it is already 1:15. See, because with me I got to do my YouTube at a certain, well, mainly at a certain time, like I don't know, like probably the earliest of like 9 o'clock, so maybe about 3, because obviously people at work then, and then when they get home from work, the more people using the internet around this area, and kind of makes then, because like I think I tried it in the evening the other week and it started fucking up. I was getting, right now I'm getting 2,500 kilobytes per second, and when I did it the other week I was only getting about 200, and it's on right now on OBS the square is actually lighting up green, meaning it's very good. And when I did it a few weeks ago it's coming up red, so meaning when you actually watch it on YouTube it's just going to be all fucking fucked up. So that's why I tend to do my videos around like 9 to like 3 o'clock, but I'm starting late today. Right. Is it that way? Right, yeah, it's around this area. I cannot remember where Clayton actually is. That's Joe. Actual fact, I think I might remember. I'm sure it's up here, and I think that's him over there. Yeah, he is. Quickly talk to him.
Excuse me, sir. Are you familiar with this part of town? Name's Clayton Darby, reporter.
Sorry, I'm new to Whitechapel. But perhaps you could help me since you're a journalist. My name is Jonathan Reed.
Dr. Reed, the famous surgeon. I'll gladly help if I'm able, sir.
Right, that's obviously gonna be the story. So first things first, I am gonna do these two. Let's go personal questions first for a change. Nothing. Right, then there. Ooh, we got something. What are you doing here after sunset?
What is a journalist doing in this borough after sunset?
He goes where none of his colleagues would dare to go, to inform the country.
You wish your life to reveal the truth. Is the public interested?
That's quite honourable of you. But is the public interested?
Not at all, sir. And that's why I'm an independent journalist, hoping to sell some stories.
So you risk your life to reveal the truth. I saw many reporters do the same during the war.
Whitechapel is the crucible of so many untold stories and tragedies. I want people to know them.
New hint for Clayton. No newspapers speak about the epidemic.
Why are the newspapers keeping silent about the Spanish influenza? It's as though none of you care.
There's a war going on. People shouldn't be demoralized by news of deadly diseases.
It's only logical, it's criminal, it's a disgrace. Right, if I go there, those top two, I feel like I might fail a hint, just in case there is a hint to get it, so I'm gonna go here.
I served in France. Our top priority must be to put an end to this butchery. This war must stop now.
Sir, streets are a battlefield too. An invisible and untold war is going on, and it must be stopped.
Have you any idea of the danger you face in these streets at night?
I've had to run and hide more than once from frenzied mobs incensed by the fever. Do you think the flu is really responsible for this, Doctor?
There's a rational explanation. My rationalism has been recently shaken. It's not a simple epidemic. But I actually don't know what to go for. Let's go for the bottom one again.
I'm convinced there is more at work here than a simple epidemic.
Really? To be honest, I could say the same. Some of the sick I saw or heard of. My God, what happened to them?
Right, no jobs for migrants around here.
Christina Popper claims she sells her body because she can't find any other work. Do you believe her?
Of course I do. Her story is exactly what I want my readers to understand. We live in an intolerant and divided nation.
Do you think things will ever change, Mr. Darby?
I believe the situation can only improve. And now that women can vote, I'm convinced things will change.
Right, now, because I got a hint, let's go here and see if it unlocked anything. Nah. It's obviously just a hint to improve his XP. Right, let's continue on.
I heard you're investigating an underground medical dispensary in Whitechapel. What do you know about it?
Not much, I'm afraid. They are wary of strangers, and I'm not really an acquaintance of theirs. Why do you care?
A nurse I know is compromised, it's confidential, I care about public health. Let's go for that one.
I'm a doctor, Mr. Darby. I care about everything involving public health and this epidemic.
Are you sure you're not just concerned about the repercussions that a scandal involving a certain Nurse Crane from the Pembroke Hospital would bring?
Without a doubt, you are a damn fine journalist, Mr. Darby. What do you know of her accomplice, a man named Darius?
I don't know much about the man. He's very cautious, never goes out, doesn't seem to have any friends or family.
Right, he has no relatives. Let's do that first.
No relatives at all?
No, except for that strange man, a poet named Richard Nethercott, who sometimes comes by. Darius would never let him in.
Where can I find this Mr. Nethercott?
He spends most of his time lurking around Whitechapel, talking to himself or declaring verses. These days, you can usually find him behind the church.
He never goes out?
No. A few days ago, he unexpectedly did. I followed him, but it was just a ruse to keep me away from his house.
Really? How do you know?
He went to the nearest mailbox, but just before posting his letter, he ripped it up and threw it away.
Right, that is Clayton Darby done.
Goodbye, Mr. Darby. Farewell.
Right. Find the mailbox and the letter. I'm guessing that's that. So let me quickly pop down here and go and find that letter. I think it's to the left. And then we'll go and talk to Richard Nethercott. It's not up there. It's somewhere along this way. Find the mailbox. Now, when I did it, before I started doing my YouTube, I had this game and I started playing. Now, I did the mailbox and I can't remember how I got it. Ah, That was some luck.
The content of Darius' letter to his children could give me more leverage to enter.
New hint for Darius. Let me go and do this, because I'm still not sure whether if even if you read it when you first do it, whether this is going to get another hint. It's not likely, but you never know with the games these days. Is it this? No, because that's going to knock off. Now I know to get to him you have to basically go around this way around the church, because I know over there if you try and go there it's blocked off, or no, there's a gate that's locked, so I've got to go back this way. Why is there still a waypoint on the get rid of that.
No protection against malevolence and trickery.
Oh, I was going to say, who the hell is that? Right, let's have a look. Don't want to be missing any loot. Oh, we've got some enemies. Where's that? Oh, I've got no blood. I'll take all this blood, sucker. Full capacity. Oh, you little shit. Here we go. Get on the floor, bitch. Right, I'll take all yours guys' loot. Oh, lovely medicine stuff. Right, what is that? Oh, I thought it might be a weapon or something. Now, I know it's on that way. Is this gate locked? You can't go that way. That's just something to read, which I'm not reading. Right, let's have a look. Right. Been here? I think that goes towards Richard. But before I do that, I want to go around here, because I'm pretty sure this goes to a dead end. Yeah, I can't get in there, but let's... Bottle alcohol and 5 screws. Right. I'm not sure whether there's anything to loot in this graveyard or not, but before I talk to Richard, I am gonna exactly do that. Oh, maybe there is. Nice. Oh, a letter. Oh, bloody hell. Why didn't that go on the letter? I'm guessing that's the first one? Yes. I want to see if you want to read that, just pause. Pause the video, then you can read it, because I don't like reading stuff like that. Oh, I don't like reading at all, but unless it's important to the actual progress of the game, I won't read it. I don't think there is anything else to do. But I'm going to go and open this gate, just so that it's a shortcut from round here.
Some of us come to this world all...
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask you a few questions.
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an artist of some kind?
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nethercott, at your service.
Trying to do this with one hand is not easy. Especially when the controller's only on my leg.
Are you aware that your life could be in danger in this part of town?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
Is it somewhat risky around here? Who will help you if you're in danger.
I understand your need for solitude, but it's not safe around here.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and my family despises me.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here to help you?
Well, you for a start, my dear Doctor.
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with strangers.
Not afraid of the epidemic, you should avoid exposure.
But are you not afraid of the epidemic?
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu. No flesh should be saved, say the scriptures. Good or evil, rich or poor, all are equal in the eyes of the flu.
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary exposure, sir.
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
What are your thoughts on the terrible situation in this city?
Terrible, you say? No. Of course, the death of so many innocents is a tragedy. But the scourge has not been all bad for the city. Oh, no, sir.
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu? Noisy, cacophonic, quiet nowhere to be found. And now, listen to this oddly peaceful silence.
Peaceful silence, really. Quite a unique point of view. I only see a dreadful disease. Is he healthy? Oh, this is the one that's got a cold. No, it's not, because I didn't have him unlocked, so I wouldn't know what he's got. So I'll check the citizen menu in a minute after I've done this. Quite a unique point of view. Peaceful silence, really. Let's do that one.
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
Right. Where did I get that? Right, that. So let's do personal questions before going on. Now he's got 2 hints unlocked, and how many hints? 1 out of 2, right. Why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
Do you not think it's a little morbid? Do you have examples?
Do you not think it a little morbid?
On the contrary, sir. Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much. And that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
New hint for Camellia. Afraid to find another. Oh, one for Richard. Afraid to find the truth about her. You don't know her.
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about your muse.
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves uptown?
You don't know her.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives? How she survives? Whom she may know?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so dull, don't you think?
Right, back. Do you have examples?
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles and the added hunger under the rain.
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and vivid paradox, the stripped humanity raged across each street.
Vivid, of course, yes. And what about the poignant distress?
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Right, back. Right, so The mute florist is part of a plot. Do you make a living from your writing?
Did you know the mute florist is a member of a secret society?
No, I didn't. But I thank you for this information, sir. For it only enriches the mystery surrounding the precious camellia.
Are you not curious? You are a helpless romantic.
Are you not curious? Is there not more you wish to know?
That girl has not an ounce of malice in her. Whatever she may be hiding, it's certain to be for the benefit of most, if not all.
I fear you are a hopeless romantic, Mr. Nethercott.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Reed.
You don't really make a living from your scribblings, do you, Richard?
No, sir, I don't. I work so hard. I put all my time, my energy, my devotion into the precise carving of words.
You should do something more useful. A rich artist is rare. You don't seem to suffer from poverty. I want to go to the bottom one.
Perhaps it's time to think about something more useful to do. I'm not sure that poets are what London needs at this moment in time.
Men and women need food for certain, a roof and safety. But how narrow is the mind of one who believes art is not as essential? Goodbye for now, sir.
Oh, failed a hint. Have I done everything on these two? Let's have a look. Yep.
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not? I'll be glad to help you, if I can.
Let's do that
I'm
one
looking for
first.
Dorothy Crane, a nurse who lives in this vicinity.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane of Whitechapel. Sounds very mysterious. But, sorry, no, never heard of her.
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre writing skills.
Oh, new hint for Darius. I think that's bloody Richard all done, actually.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to...
Alright. This way towards Darius. And just before I get to the door, actually, I might just wrap this video up. And then obviously, because I am coming towards 25 minutes, and I might just continue the story in the next part, which is right here. So I am going to stop right here, wrap the video up, so I will see you guys in part 16 of Vampyr.